I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp, and on my new podcast, Bite Back with Abby Sharp, I'll be dismantling the multi-billion-dollar diet industry that keeps us in a cycle of self-loathing and food fear. Join me every Tuesday for expert interviews, engaging conversations, and my signature science and sass to bust myths, correct misinformation, and help you break free from diet culture for good. Listen for free on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show.
It's fun. They're amazing.
Good morning. In my hand, I am holding an official Taylor Swift bracelet. I did not earn this. I was not at the show last night. This was gifted to me by none other than boss man Blair, who was at the show last night.
I was at the show.
Whoa.
Tell us everything.
It lives up to the hype.
It does.
100%. So if you went to the show and saw Gracie Abrams and that was the evening, you'd say, good deal. That's a great show. She was that great out of the gate.
Holy smokes.
And it was interesting to see Gracie use this whole stage. Like when you go to opening acts, usually there's a tarp over all of the other gear.
Right.
And you get one little area, the lighting's not as great. She was told, use the entire stage. So right out of the gate, amazing. Then Taylor hit the stage. And
you hadn't watched the Eras Tour on Disney, so you didn't really know what to expect.
Didn't know what to expect at all.
Wow. And there's like a lot of people who are like, okay, look, I like Taylor. I think she's great. I think she's talented. I love what she does with her fans. I love the community she creates. But like the money that people are spending, this once in a lifetime experience, would you agree that it really is all of that?
I don't know if I personally would have dropped $4,000 or $5,000.
Right.
But I don't know. It was
and do.
mind-blowingly
Where does it
good.
rank? I'm going to put you on the spot. You've seen more concerts than anyone I know. Where does this rank in your all-time? Does it crack the top 5, top 10?
100%.
Like, it does.
I've seen Michael Jackson a couple times.
Like you've seen probably 1,000 concerts?
Right. And this is up. This is top 5.
Wow.
That's good perspective right there.
I love hearing that.
The cool thing is the reaction for me is not just from the Swifties who know what to expect, who've watched the Eras Tour on Disney Plus 100 times. The cool thing for me is seeing the reaction from like the dad who doesn't know much about Taylor but is going there to accompany his daughter or something and is experiencing the magic that is Taylor Swift for the first time. This is a dad who was just that, coming out of the show and didn't know much going in. Have a listen.
Last night I go with my wife and a few of her friends and we go in there. Boy, I did not know that you could have an audience that engaged for 3.5 hours. I had no idea that fans could be that committed to something. And the reason why they are is because Taylor Swift is a monster. She cut promos in the middle of this thing, told stories, no flubs. We're talking jokes, we're talking punchlines, we're talking the history of things, no flubs. We're just promo, song, new era, new dance, new show. The light show that they had around the entire stadium with everybody had these wristbands that had lights on it, massive piece of it. And there was a couple times where Taylor Swift was like, if you're new here, I would just like you to know what me and my crowd do during these shows. She just pointed around, whole place just stands up, does the wave, and then as soon as she stops, everybody just stops. They all know the exact move. And then hands like this, it's like literally the stadium is shaking because the entire place is doing it. You're talking about songs from the last 15 years? Every word, every song, whole night, every 69,000 person that was in that stadium. It was an experience. It was the coolest, most electric environment I have ever been in my entire. There was a 3.5 minute standing ovation. If you haven't been, you need to go.
He captured the vibe exactly. Like the sense of community, like when the show ended, it spilled out onto the streets. So my wife and I caught the GO train. And there was everybody sort of jostling. Normally, if it was rush hour, everyone would be sort of jostling to get onto the train.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, come on, there's plenty of room on the train. Like, it was like a love fest in the train. And you were like inches away from another person. Wasn't it a great show? Yeah, it was a great show. And it was a love fest
and
in the GO train.
people sharing their stories, the afterglow, if you will.
Yeah,
How do we bottle this Taylor Utopia energy and just keep it for a while? Because that's not a normal Toronto experience.
I don't know. If you figure it out, you're a millionaire.
First place we're going to put it is on the highways because
good idea.
Road rage and all of that stuff, we could use some of it.
This is making me want to see Taylor even more.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
This past weekend and even yesterday with the weather being so great, a lot of people putting up Christmas lights. And producer Steph, you did this. However, things did not go as planned.
Quelle surprise.
And because, so my boyfriend was putting up the Christmas lights because we have our new house. So we got Christmas lights and I got the easy ones that have the clips on it. It's one long row.
Okay.
So we do the front part and then we realize that we have to put it backwards. So that was already like,
Oh, no.
okay. So we take them all off. We put them back on. My boyfriend starts going up the ladder on the 25-foot part and he's like, no, no, can't do it. He's like halfway up the ladder. He's like, I'm dizzy. I can't do this.
Oh, no. Is
I'm
he
like,
afraid of
"What?"
heights?
I guess as he starts getting up higher.
25 feet's high.
Yeah, so he's maybe like halfway up and he's like, nope. And I'm like, what are we gonna do? I'm like, we have to get the lights up there. That's the whole like strip that we need up there. So he calls his brother and his brother's like, I'm not getting on a ladder.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what?
Oh, no.
So I'm like, okay, hold the ladder. Like,
Hire a pro.
seriously. No, so I went up there and
You did it?
And I don't love heights, like, especially on a shaky ladder. Like, I don't mind on the CN tower, like on the glass floor. That doesn't bother me because I know I'm safe. But I went up there and I did it. And I was like,
Wow.
why am I? And
no.
I'm so sore now. I
Oh,
realize
no.
why people get them professionally done.
Did your boyfriend give you his man card right then and there?
He did.
Or did he tear it up,
he handed it over.
He handed it
he
over,
handed it
okay.
over, and he's never getting it back
He
ever.
owes you big time.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
time.
Never getting it back.
I say it all the time. You guys are really selling this marriage thing to me. Marriage and family. At least once a week, you guys tell me something that pushes me further away from
Why?
commitment.
It's lovely.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's love.
Can I tell you honestly, though, guys, like, if we are on this topic, because it's been coming up a lot lately with you guys telling me things that makes me go, I don't know, man. I think life is good. I probably should. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't mess with happy. So here's my thing, and I'm being serious here. I have never met anyone in my life, and I'm talking about a friend, a best friend, a girlfriend, even family, that I didn't get sick of after a while.
You got the ick?
Not the ick, but just like the sick. I'm like, you're lovely.
Wow.
Not the ick, the sick?
Yeah.
Put that on a bumper sticker.
Like, you know, when this is the best way I can put it. Like, you know, when you go on vacation with someone, like I go on a boys' trip, and like my best friend in life, my chosen to be this guy's best friend. It's not like I was born into being his best friend. Even after a week of spending time with my best friend and really connecting and having great conversation and great meals and all that, I don't want to see him for like at least a month. I'm like, this was an awesome trip. You go home to your family. I'm going to chill. I'll see you in a month or two. And that's great. This is why I don't think I can get married. No matter who I've met, I need a break from you after a while. If it's going to happen, you know what I need? I need a weekend wife.
A weekend wife?
If it's ever going to happen, it's going to be a weekend wife.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
cannot
there's
be
women just lining up. Let me be your weekend
listen,
wife,
you-
please.
Hello, you are a weekend wife.
I know. Okay, so let me just say this. We don't always tell you the good parts. We only tell you the parts that we sort of complain about. So I feel like it's not fair. And I'm with you. I get sick of people too. I totally understand what you're saying. That's why when you find your person, you don't get sick of them. It's a weird thing. You don't get sick of them and you're okay with the silence and you're okay with spending time apart. So that's how I am a weekend wife. I don't really see my husband Monday to Friday. We see each other on the weekends. That's when we catch up and we miss each other. It's
that
great.
situation I could deal with. Someone where I don't see you Monday to Friday. We hang out on the weekends, maybe separate beds,
Oh
separate
my gosh.
rooms, maybe
Wow.
separate homes.
You're taking all the romance out of it.
No, it's very romantic on the weekends.
I'm just saying there's all these
Weekends
things
will
to,
light candles and stuff. It'll be good.
there's stuff to the relationship where it's about, you care about somebody more than you care about yourself. And that's the beauty. That's the part that you don't get to hear about, which is amazing. And you want to do things for them and you want to spend time with them.
Yeah, on the weekend, absolutely.
Pooja's really trying to sell this.
Yeah, if I don't see you Monday to Friday, guess what? By Friday, I will be jonesing to hang out with you.
It's what every woman wants to hear.
Steph?
I'm still wondering why I had to put up my own lights.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Okay, you said something on the show yesterday. Got a response on the text line. You were talking about not being sold on marriage. However, you would be okay with a weekend wife. Please explain.
I think it's the term weekend wife that caught people's ears. Look, I actually have you primarily to thank for putting me in this headspace. I'm going to sprinkle in a little Steph and Blair as part of this as well. But
no, I take no responsibility.
it's a good thing. I'm thanking you guys because you guys, mostly off air, will come in here and talk about your personal lives. And occasionally it's like, oh my gosh, this, that, stress of kids. Oh, you won't believe what my partner did. Steph was telling us that her boyfriend made her go up the ladder 25 feet and put up Christmas lights. You've told me some colorful stories about your partner, who's great, by the way. And it was you who told me, because you work a morning show, Paul is a lawyer. He often works later. You don't really see each other much Monday to Friday. And by the time Friday rolls around, I saw the twinkle in your eye. By the time Friday rolls around, you guys are so ready for your charcuterie board and wine night, and you miss each other by the weekend. And I'm like, that is amazing. I want to miss somebody. I can't spend 7 days a week with somebody, whether it's a best friend, a family member, a partner. I get sick of people. They probably get sick of me. The idea of spending time with someone Friday to Sunday, primarily, aka a weekend wife, that is real. That makes sense. That's the only path forward for this guy.
Okay, but see, I'm 11 years in, so I can have that conversation with you.
You've been telling me this for about 10 years.
I know, but like it's not the kind of thing that you bring up, early on. Like there's nothing, I don't know if that sounds attractive to a potential partner for you. It's like, hey, I'm just looking for a weekend wife. It sounds like you don't really want to hang out with them.
I wouldn't frame it that way to them. It's more just, it's real. I think it's a realistic approach to dating today.
Yes. And look, there is something about when you find your person being comfortable being around one another and really not engaging or talking, like being comfortable in the silence.
In silence, yeah.
So like they can still be around, but the connection doesn't happen till the weekend. I see what you're saying.
Like I'm 41 years old. Like I have a whole separate life than someone I'm with now or whatever. Like it's like you can't think that the core of my entire life is going to be centered around you, and vice versa. We can be appendages, spokes in each other's life, but not the center of the sun.
But wait, just one thing. What if you meet someone and all you want to do is be around them 24/7, and then that's how you know they're your person?
You're not even practicing what you preach. You have a weekend husband. You started this, and now it's caught on like wildfire.
Long weekends are always a bad seed, by the way.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp, and on my new podcast, Bite Back with Abby Sharp, I'll be dismantling the multi-billion-dollar diet industry that keeps us in a cycle of self-loathing and food fear. Join me every Tuesday for expert interviews, engaging conversations, and my signature science and sass to bust myths, correct misinformation, and help you break free from diet culture for good. Listen for free on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
We know that weddings don't always go to plan. There's so much pressure on that day for it to be perfect. Inevitably, something is going to go wrong. You got to sort of roll with it, right? Mm-hmm. You won't believe what happened at this one wedding with this dad who was supposed to walk his daughter down the aisle.
As dads do.
As dads do. So everything up until this point is going to plan. You hear the music, all rise. Everybody stands for the bride to walk in.
Uh-huh.
You hear the dun, 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 dun. I don't even know if that sounds like a graduation.
That's the graduation song.
Yeah,
Have you ever been to a wedding?
I was like, wait, what just
Have you ever been to a wedding?
I graduated and got married on the same day.
You like the father walks down the aisle in his cap and gown.
Dun, 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 dun. And dad walks out, starts walking.
In a wedding dress?
No, he's just walking in his suit. He's all ready to go. And as he's walking, someone from the staff had to come and pull him because they're like, sir, you forgot the bride, i.e. your daughter. You have to go back.
He walked down the aisle without his daughter, the bride?
Yes. He heard the music and just, I guess, instinctually just was like, okay, this is my part.
It's because he heard the graduation music.
Yeah, he's like, it's my time. I'm summa cum laude.
I have my commencement speech ready.
I wonder, I would like to know if the father's been married several times, because maybe it was just like reflex muscle memory.
I don't know what. Like, it could have been he was just sort of in a daze. There's so much pressure. There's so much going on, emotions. So he's like sprinting down the aisle. Everybody's looking for the bride. He's sent back, gets his daughter. They have a good laugh about it. It's all fine in the end.
That's amazing.
But you don't forget the bride.
No, I've never, you know what? I've seen a lot of wedding mishaps. I have not seen that particular thing happen. That's new.
Yeah, that is. Have you ever been to a wedding where something went like horribly wrong?
Totally. I was at a wedding once, and the bride was about to walk down the aisle, but then instead of the wedding song, they played the graduation song.
Guys, I just tone deaf, okay? I hear music different than everyday people.
Totally different song.
For Bleep Bloop at 6, we're also going to Bleep Bloop the graduation song.
Oh, okay. You need to tell me about a time that you may have witnessed a wedding mishap. We want to hear from you. Maybe you attended a wedding. We've heard the stories, right? Where like the groom decides to smash cake in the bride's face. Not a good idea.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I will say, in all seriousness, I have seen like late in the night, when they decide to lift up the bride and groom on the dance floor. It's a terrible thing to do late in the night because everyone's had 42 rum and coke. And like I've seen the bride not like dropped where she hit the floor, but dropped to the point where like see her back bend in a way it shouldn't bend in the wedding dress, and you're like, are you okay? And she's probably not, but says she is because she's a good. I've seen that, and I'm like, this is why when they asked me to take part, I'm like, I'm not lifting up anyone because I too have had 42 rum and cokes, and I don't trust myself.
Not a good idea. Yeah, we have been there where things go wrong at a wedding. We want to hear about it.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Have you ever witnessed a wedding mishap? We ask you because it's, wedding season year-round now. Maybe you're going to a wedding this weekend. This one father was supposed to walk his daughter down the aisle. He made it down the aisle, only he forgot her, the bride. He was so nervous, he took off without her.
Also, I learned that if I ever get married, I'm never hiring you as my DJ because you're going to play the graduation song instead of the wedding march.
Maybe it's a trend. Maybe it's going to be a thing.
Let's go with that. And look, law of averages. There's so many weddings that happen every day around the world. Stuff's going to go wrong. It has to. It can't all be flawless, even though you want it to be. Leanne from Stony Creek, what's your wedding mishap?
I was at my cousin's wedding, and the wedding next door the bride and groom got taken away by police for drug trafficking.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And not only that, but my cousin's cake broke. Like it fell on the floor, so the reception hall took the cake from the next door because they were gone anyway.
Oh my God! So the bride and groom both got arrested for drug trafficking?
Yes, some kind of crime or whatever it was they did. But they were taken away by cops, and it was all kinds of cop cars out front of the hall. And so that was the excitement of my cousin's wedding.
Do you think they got their first dance in?
No.
Wow. I don't think anybody's topping that story, Leanne.
That's insane. It was like a mafia wedding? Like what
it might have been, yeah.
That's not a mishap. That's a complete disaster.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Leanne, thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
Have a
good day.
Serious question, Pooja. If you're at that wedding where that happens and it's still early enough in the night, it's like 8:30, speeches have just wrapped, everything's paid for. The guests just keep on ripping, like open bar, like music, like just having a time, or does everyone just go home?
I go next door to the cousin's wedding.
Holy
Something like
smoke.
they're having a great time and eating their cake, so it should be fun.
That's wild.
We want to know about your wedding mishap stories. Maybe you witnessed one. David from Mississauga, what's the story?
Oh, do I ever?
What happened?
I had a wedding in Georgetown with a high school buddy of mine, and I was in the wedding party. I was one of the groomsmen, and they had arranged to have the bride arrive with her father in a horse and carriage and then leave that way. Wedding went off without a hitch, but we were on our way to the park to take pictures afterwards, and something spooked the horses. I don't know, car backfire, we still don't know what.
Oh, no.
And the driver's wife got thrown out and went over by the horses.
No.
She had to go to the hospital.
Was he okay?
I think she said it's scrapes and minor bruises, and luckily she was all right, and they wouldn't visit her the next day. But needless to say, there was a lot of drinking at the reception after that.
Oh, wow. I can only imagine. You never want that to happen on your wedding day.
No.
I know it's like everybody wants the fairy tale, like rolling up in a horse, it's how everyone imagined it when they were a kid. But man, mixing animals and weddings with colors and noises and celebrations, that is a dicey bit of business.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Oh, David. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Okay, you guys have a great day. Take care.
I think the OG wedding blunder, though, we can probably all agree is Ross and Emily.
Are gathered to celebrate here today the joyous union of Ross and Emily. Now, Ross, repeat after me. I, Ross.
I, Ross.
Take thee, Emily.
Take thee, Rachel. Emily. Emily.
He said Rachel, right? Do you think I should go up there?
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
Oh, yes. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We can say that now. It is National Bagpipe Day. National Bagpipe Day. I can't think of an instrument that is more maybe polarizing than the bagpipes.
Really? I love the bagpipes.
You love them. A lot of people don't necessarily feel that way.
Oh, it like brings out all the emotions. I get all the feels.
Okay. Well,
You
then
have to know how to play them.
Yes.
Because if you don't, then it's not a nice sound.
True. Only the talented bagpipe players.
maybe that'll help you out in this game. We are playing the bagpipe version of pop songs that we should know. Neither of us have heard these. 2 points if you get the artist in the song, 1 point if you get one of them. 3 each.
These are songs we should know, but played on the bagpipe.
That's correct.
Okay. Who's going
I'm going to
first?
switch it up. I'm going to go first this time if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, oh my gosh, I know it. And I can't think
Such
of
a
it.
good song.
Is it Coldplay?
No, it's Zombie Cranberries.
Oh, now I hear it. Oh, shoot.
So I'm so glad you went first.
Pooja, ready for yours?
Yes.
Like, here we go.
I'm going to steal if she doesn't get it.
Is it Carly Rae Jepsen?
Yes.
What's the song?
Call Me Maybe.
Yes.
Oh, man. It's 2 on the board for Pooja.
Okay, Gurdeep, here you go. Here's your next one. Yeah, nailed it.
Steal?
What's the name of the song?
Give me a second. Is it Dolly kicking in the video? Isn't
Yep.
it? Oh, crap. Go for it,
Is
Pooja.
it Rasputin?
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
Rasputin.
Yes.
Who's it?
But I don't know who sings it.
It's Boney M.
Boney M.
Yeah, that's 3 for you, guy.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, here we go.
Not a good start.
This is Pooja's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
I know the
Can I steal the title?
tonight. Was it perfect? Wow.
You can't steal while she still gets
a beat down.
Okay, this is your last chance.
No, I started, no?
Yeah.
So she gets one more after me.
Okay, yes, this is your last chance, right? To get a point.
Unless I steal.
Okay, here we go. How you have to get this.
You have to get this.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Trouble.
Yes. Woo! Wow.
Thank goodness.
It's
What's the
5-2.
score?
5-2 for Pooch. This is your last one.
Okay, here we go. One more.
Hey now, you're a rock star.
Yes.
But okay, so song and band. Or artist.
I feel like I've been
Oh, I'm gonna steal
I've
it.
been stumped on this one
I'm
before.
gonna steal it and make it respectable.
Wait, didn't I get the song?
No.
No, that's not the name. Go.
Yeah. Smash Mouth All Star.
Yes. And can I give you one more? What's the score right now?
5-4. Pooch wins.
You don't want one more?
No,
Well,
I never win
no.
anything. Can I have the
Okay,
win?
fine.
Let's let her have it. Also, we've used way too much time.
I told you I love bagpipes.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.
I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp, and on my new podcast, Bite Back with Abby Sharp, I'll be dismantling the multi-billion-dollar diet industry that keeps us in a cycle of self-loathing and food fear. Join me every Tuesday for expert interviews, engaging conversations, and my signature science and sass to bust myths, correct misinformation, and help you break free from diet culture for good. Listen for free on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcasts.